The Indian Army, with its 12 lakh personnel, is the largest volunteer military force in the world. But did you know the Indian Army also possesses a massive fleet of 4,600 tanks in its arsenal, outnumbering 3,700 tanks in the Pakistani Army, while China has nearly 5,000 tanks in its inventory. According to reports, Indian Army has finalized an ambitious 50,000 crore rupee project to boost its heavy armor or tank forces to be ready to face any two-front war. The plan involves phasing out the older Russian origin T-72 tanks, which the Army had selected back in 1981. By 2030, these would be replaced by futuristic, AI-integrated, future-ready combat vehicles. So what makes this cutting-edge Indian future-ready combat vehicle special? And despite the poor show by tanks in the conflict in Europe, why is India investing heavily in upgrading its tank forces? India's diverse tank force includes the indigenous Arjun tanks, while initial batch of the 118 Arjun Mark I tanks will be inducted this year. India is also upgrading the Russian origin T-90 Bhishma with enhanced sensors, targeting systems and armor to increase lifespan, and is developing a light tank Zorawar, especially for the China border and LAC operations. More on this later. The older Soviet-era T-72 models, however, will be phased out from 2030. Soon to be introduced, future-ready combat vehicles will also add much-needed firepower. Senior military officials have been quoted saying the FRCVs will include, quote, artificial intelligence, situational awareness, active protection system, and even drone integration. They will also incorporate both manned and unmanned teaming modes and can also be integrated into the network-centric warfare system. The mega project worth 57,000 crore rupees aims to produce 1,770 of these FRCVs. These would complement the Arjun tanks and the 1,200 T-90 Bhishma tanks in the Indian military. According to reports, Indian military is of the belief that tanks will not be outdated, and the poor performance in Europe has been attributed to a lack of combined arms operations. Tanks have been allegedly utilized in isolation or in armor-only units, without adequate support of infantry or air power, which has led to their poor show. This is why India is also forging ahead with its 17,500 crore rupees light tank project Zorawar. 354 indigenous light tanks will be inducted, with all weighing below 25 tons, to enable deployment and operations along the LAC, which could become some of the highest battlefields on the planet in case of escalation in tensions due to China's expansionist ambitions in the Indo-Pacific, as depicted by the new Chinese map last year. Indian and Chinese troops have been on high alert since the 2020 border clashes, and the Indian government is swiftly boosting border infrastructure with more roads, tunnels, and bridges. The future-ready combat vehicle and Zorawar light tanks are aimed at ensuring battle readiness along both the Pakistan and China border regions. Have your say. Will tanks remain the tip of the spear for the military in the 21st century warfare? Leave a comment below, and if you like this news report, then subscribe to our channel or hit the like button so that it can reach more viewers.